Lesson 2 of fingerprinting, making prints visible. So here's a quick review. Fingerprint analysts are tasked with the difficult job of physically analyzing prints in order to make a match. They look for points of comparison in common between crime scene prints and evidence prints. These points of comparison are referred to the minutia patterns. Remember, those were the hooks, the eyes, the bifurcation or forks, the ridge endings. But there's not a set number of minutia patterns that have been that have to be in common before a match is declared. Each state has their own, and usually, however, they're usually between 8 to 16 before it's declared a match and confirmed. Remember in the video, the guy had 15 and they declared he was a match, but in reality, he wasn't. And so we've got this video that we're going to watch real quick. Bear with me. I have to get off of this and actually onto that. So remember, there are 3 kinds of crime scene fingerprints. Okay, so this is a new thing. There are visible prints made by fingers touching a surface after the ridges have been in contact with colored materials like blood, paint, dirt, ink, so on and so forth. Then you've got something called plastic prints. These are impressions, ridge impressions left on a soft material like putty, wax, soap, dust. And then you have latent prints. These are invisible prints left behind by clear oils on the fingerprints. That would be like me leaving fingerprints on my mouse or on my keyboard or something like that. Locating visible or plastic prints at a crime scene normally presents a little bit of a problem to an investigator. Locating latent prints is much more difficult because they're invisible prints and must be made visible. Recent advances in fingerprinting technology have led to the development of ultraviolet image converter for the purpose of detecting latent fingerprints. This device is called the Reflected Ultraviolet Imaging System, or RUVIS, and can locate prints on most non-absorbent surfaces without the aid of a chemical or powders. Fingerprint powders can also be used to make latent fingerprints visible. There's a variety of powders that investigators can use. They come in various colors, composition, and can be applied with different brushes and wands. Experienced examiners find that gray and black powders are adequate for most latent print work. When using powders, investigators must be extra careful not to destroy the print when dusting and then subsequently lifting that print. Other methods for collecting fingerprints are iodine fuming, nihydrin chemical reaction, superglue fuming. So there's a video on how to dust for prints. I'm going to link it with this next to the Ed puzzle. So please watch that. You can see the different types of fingerprinting dust that they use, how they do it, and checking for kitty prints. Once fingerprints are identified and collected, they are run against a digital program called Aphis. Aphis is the automated fingerprint identification system, and it contains nearly 50 million fingerprint records. The computer system has the ability to scan and digitally encode fingerprints so that they can be subjected to high-speed computing process. The fingerprint is converted into digital minutia that are then used in the program's algorithm to determine the degree of correlation between a crime scene print and prints within the database. So I've had to do this twice, and they were all digitally done. I had to go to a computer, and they rolled my finger on there. The first time was to get fingerprinted for school. What I wish they had used, which I got done the second time for getting a permit, is they had me put lotion on my hands first. You know, you have to have something on there to help. And when I did it with the lotion and they did my fingerprints, because you have to have to get a fingerprint done correctly, you actually have to have somebody else do it, because you rolling your finger doesn't work quite as well as having somebody else do it. Um, pardon me. The database. So when everything's uploaded, when you get the fingerprints uploaded, and so what happens is it looks something like this, and you notice you have all these um, boxes and numbers and everything. They correlate to what the minutia that's there. And remember, they count how many ridges across, all the different things, and you can see red is suspicious and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. I wish we could do something in person, but we can't. So after this, don't forget to watch the fingerprinting how to dust, so you can see the different types of fingerprinting materials they use with brushes and whatnot. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Don't forget, Zoom once a week with me. My office hours are 2 to 3, and the link is right on Google Classroom and in the agenda. Besides that, I hope you guys have a great day.